What is up, YouTube? James Baek here, and welcome back to another episode of VGC 2018 Back to Back Battles. Today we are using Hawlucha, Tapu Lele, Blastoise, Amoonguss, Landorus variant, and Marowak. Again, if you haven't checked out the last episode, I highly recommend checking it out. But I don't know, we'll see how this goes so far. Hawlucha has been putting in some work so far. I think out of the last 9 battles I've done, I've won 8 of them. Yeah. So it's been pretty fun, although again, like it really comes down to can I sweep with Blastoise in time? Because normally Hawlucha might go down first turn and then like it gives me trouble. As we find IR Nemesis here with the team. Oh, this is looked like a Paris Trap team sort of. Gothitelle, Landorus Varian, Ferrothorn, Politoed, Gengar, and Scrafty here. I mean, I do have Marowak. Marowak actually does match up pretty well because I actually do live Shadow Ball from Gengar, which is nice. Like Tapu Lele combined with Marowak actually looks very solid in this matchup, so I think I'll go with that. Blastoise looks pretty good overall. Hawlucha doesn't really do much. Amoonguss could help, but I don't really like Amoonguss's role. I think Landorus as an offensive Pokemon can help even better. So we'll see how this goes. This is a weird team because I can't tell if it's like Paris Trap straight off the bat or if it's like it's a semi mode, because maybe my opponent has some offensive moves that work if in case Paris Trap doesn't work in the matchup. So we'll see what my opponent decides to lead here. Tapu Lele and Marowak from my side. With careful Marowak, I should be able to live one attack from the So Landorus Varian and the Gothitelle are gonna lead. Psychic Surge gonna activate as the I wonder if this is ally switch. Oh man, there are mind games here turn 1. So ally switch could be a thing from the Gothitelle. 100%. It could go for Trick Room. Oh man, what do I want to do? Kind of just want Psychic Landorus and sub, but if I lose Marowak turn 1, it's already a problem. Although I could probably just Psychic in the Landorus and switch on my own Landorus, because I don't want to lose my Marowak yet. Marowak seems pretty helpful in this matchup, considering I do have Ferrothorn. So Landorus is going to come out here. We'll see what my opponent decides to opt for. But yeah, Politoed in the back is also scary because under Trick Room, it can actually do a lot of damage to my team. No, what's it called? No ally switch. Psychic going to come out in the Landorus. Almost picks up the knockup, but not quite. And Z-Move going to come out. So is this targeting down Tapu Lele or is this targeting down my Landorus? We're going to find out here. I would imagine it actually targets down my Tapu Lele, but we'll see here. Oh, it actually is into my Marowak. Nice. As the Psychic going to come out into my Landorus slot. So, wow, with the Psychic turning, that actually does a good amount of damage. But this is actually still pretty solid right here. I get to go for Taunt into the Tapu Lele. I think Groundium actually knocks out Gothitelle depending on his set, to be honest. So I'm actually going to Moonblast the Landorus and Tectonic Rage here. The Gothitelle, because if I can knock out the Gothitelle, that's great. Getting the trap. Yeah, so Landorus is going to switch out. Scrafty might come out. Or Ferrothorn, okay. And again, I do have my Marowak, so this is looking still fine, especially since there's no Intimidate right here. Let's see if Gothitelle's bulky enough. Usually they run a lot of special defensive in order to help against, Pokemon such as Aegislash, for instance, or Hydreigon, but who knows? The meta has changed. Life Orb, Aegislash, and Specs Hydreigon aren't as common anymore, so maybe my opponent has some physically defensive bulk. But I'm going to go for my Z-move here. It is going to be Tectonic Rage, and let's see how much damage is this going to do to my opponent, because I would really like it to do a knockout. So let's see here. As we bring the Gothitelle to the core of the earth, and oh my lord, everything on this team is surviving by like so little, as Psychic's going to fire off, so he's really afraid of the taunt. As Landorus is going to go down, so maybe U-turn was a correct play there. For sure, but now I get to go into Marowak here. I can't tell if he brought Gengar or if he brought Politoed. So I get to go out into Marowak here. I get to fire off a taunt into the Gothitelle slot, and I feel like I get to Flare Blitz the Ferrothorn. We'll see what happens though. As Gothitelle's going to switch out. Is that Politoed coming in? No, Landorus. Okay. So Landorus is going to come out. Yep, Landers is going to come out, so it's going to lower my attack stats. We'll see what my opponent opts to do, but I can switch out the following turn. We're going to see the Protect from Ferrothorn. Oh no, in that case, I would kind of expect this Landers... I would expect Landers to switch out into Politoed, to be honest. If that's the case, I could Flare Blitz the... It's risky. It's risky. I mean, I get a free Psychic into Landers, potentially. Which wouldn't be bad, but then I lose the only Pokemon that outspeeds Landers on my entire team, so I could get Earthquake Swift later on. I think I'll just go for Psychic, though, into Landers. And I think I'll switch out my Marowak to reset Intimidate into Blastoise. Yeah, Landers is going to switch out, and Politoed, yep. Okay, so I get a lot of damage on the Politoed, which also helps. Yeah, so I still don't like my position as much. I mean, at least I'm going to be able to get a Psychic off into the Politoed, which is going to do a lot of damage. Water Spout is also going to help. But, yeah. Although I do kind of pin my opponent right here if Psychic doesn't proc a Berry, potentially. It does so much damage that it's going to proc... Oh, no Berry. Gyro Ball's going to come out, which is fine, into the Tapu Lele. Is that Leftovers Politoed, potentially? Because Water Spout is looking to sweep here, actually. Oh. Wow. That has to be Berry range, right? Don't tell me a Scarf Politoed on the random. No, don't be Scarf. Now I can go for Flare Blitz plus Water Spout pretty freely. Yeah, I get to go for Water Spout plus Flare Blitz very freely. Even if Ferrothorn protects or Politoed switches out, it doesn't really matter too much. Landers is going to come in, but like, this is still rain boosted Water Spout. I'm getting 4 more turns. You can't stall it out. And actually, sacking Landers there is pretty bad for you because rain boosted Water Spout is still going to do a lot to Ferrothorn. And I feel like even Flare Blitz -1 in the rain with Fit Club might still knock out the Ferrothorn with the Water Spout. Unless you're a Berry Ferrothorn. Don't be a Berry Ferrothorn, please. But Ferrothorn's going to protect, which actually just stalls out even more for me. So that's fine. As Water Spout going to come out into the Landers. So yeah, I'm going to be able to knock out the Landers right there. Not sure if anything on my opponent's team appreciates a Specs Water Spout. Flare Blitz going to come out. Could have subbed there. Might have been the more optimal play. But I don't risk my Ferrothorn on a power up because it can sweep the rest of my opponent's team, as you can see. Even Marowak could sweep at this point, I guess. Politoed's going to come out. I mean, it's not Scarf. It shouldn't be Scarf because then I think Psychic would have just picked up the knockout. So I'm going to Water Spout here. And Flare Blitz. What is like max speed Politoed? Oh, don't be max speed. Okay, good. Water Spout going to come out into these Pokemon. Pick up the knockout on Politoed. And as you can see, so much damage. Even if that's resistant on Ferrothorn. It's in the rain. This is full power Water Spout. And here comes a Flare Blitz in the Ferrothorn. This is -1 in the rain. But this is still a Marowak. Yeah. And that's a good game. As Iron Bobs is going to hurt my Marowak. Rocky Helmet too. Wow. Okay. And then the recoil. But yeah, this game's over. Mega Blastoise plus Marowak. Putting in some work right there. Putting in the work right there. As Gothitelle is going to be my opponent's last Pokemon. But with a full power single target Water Spout plus a Shadow Bone coming my opponent's way. Yeah, I don't think there's really a way to stall this out. Plus, I think, yeah, Gothitelle aids very earlier, so yeah. The match is going to be forfeited there, and we do pick up a win for the first battle, so nice, nice. So, yeah, Blastoise plus, basically, just Blastoise putting in a lot of work. Marowak putting a lot of pressure on my opponent. Tapu Lele just getting a lot of chip damage, not being able to pick up the knockout Landers, but able to do so much to my opponent's Pokemon. And yeah, like, weakened the Politoed, weakened the Landers. Marowak was able to clean up with Blastoise next to it. Very solid. Very solid. And oh no, wait, no, Landers weakened the Gothitelle. Yep. So nice. I guess maybe a play that, you know, could have worked better was maybe U-turn. But then again, having my Marowak take a lot of chip damage, well, I guess it didn't matter in an endgame because Marowak was kind of healthy at the end. But maybe if I U-turned the Gothitelle and then tried to Tectonic Rage later on, it might have been safer. And I did call it a Politoed switching right. I was just lucky my opponent didn't have a Berry because a Berry might have just changed things right there. As we find someone from Spain, 1627 rating, with, oh my lord, why are we facing everything like this? We got the Politoed Charizard, which is really interesting. You don't usually see Rain and Sun together. Tapu Lele, Araquanid, Kartana, and Porygon 2. I'm already like curious on what kind of sets these are. These are really interesting sets. I feel like... wish I had Parasong. Parasong would help here. Hawlucha with Rain Dance helps against the Charizard. Tapu Lele is good because I can taunt the Porygon 2 potentially. Marok is fine. Blastoise is definitely coming. The question is, what Pokemon do I want in the back? Amogus can put in some work. Redirection's nice. Landorus can have an Intimidate and the Z move. My opponent doesn't really have Intimidate. And Marok's just a grass resist overall, so it can be really useful. So I'm really thinking between Landorus and Marok right here. I think Marok is more helpful. Just because if my opponent sets up Trick Room and I'm able to get rid of a Araquanid, I can just, yeah. But I can also slow down some of the Pokemon if I bring Landorus. I'm going to bring Marok. I'm going to try it out. We'll see here. I can also stall out Trick Room with Marok, potentially with Sub. So if I'm able to Sub stall, Sub Protect stall. So let's see what my opponent's going to opt for. Porygon 2 is such an annoying Pokemon to deal with though on this team. But we do have Taunt, which is like one thing. I'm worried about Kartana, Porygon 2 potentially leading, and not really well, Kartana leading in general, but it's going to be Charizard Tapu Lele, so I don't mind that really. As I will lead my Hawlucha in Tapu Lele. Let's see, his Psychic Terrain goes first, so it could be Scarf on the Tapu Lele. Ooh. I really want to set up the Rain Dance, but... not sure if that's wise. This is the problem with Hawlucha. It's going to go down to a Scarf Psychic. I think I'm going to Tailwind. I really want to Rain Dance. Oh, this is such a dilemma because I don't want Blastoise to be taking a Scarf Psychic at all. I'll just Tailwind Protect. I think it's safe. Oh, man. But Tapu Lele is going to protect. I mean, switch out into Kartana. Okay. Does that mean Charizard's going to just fire off an attack here? A Charizard X. Okay, I didn't need Rain Dance then. And now Blastoise is looking to sweep under the Tailwind once I get the Rain Dance set up. So this isn't too bad. Tapu Lele going to protect here. But what's the Charizard going to do? If it Flare Blitz is Hawlucha, that's fine. If it Dragon Dances, I can Encore it. So no matter what, it's looking solid for me. As it's Flare Blitz into the Hawlucha. Yep. Okay. So now I can potentially sweep with my... oh, wow. We actually live. Which is actually kind of cool. Because Charizard's already in the range I need it to be. And I think I'll just set up the Rain Dance. Yeah, I'll set up the Rain Dance. And Psychic. There's a chance that Kartana protects here. Especially if it isn't Sash. If it is Sash, I should have Acrobatics. But right now, Charizard's in the range I need it to be. Rain Dance is going to be set up. And I can knock out the Tapu Lele as well as the Kartana. Maybe it's just Timid Max Speed Kartana? I mean, Timid Max Speed Lele? No. Like, I don't get the switch out. I don't think Tapu Lele was under pressure. Maybe fearing like Acrobatics? I mean, Acrobatics does do a lot. Charizard protects too, so I can Encore that thing in the following turn. We'll see here. Kartana gonna protect? Nope. As I do get Rain Dance up. And I get some chip onto that Kartana. So nice, nice. Or pick up the knockout potentially. Let's see if it's AV potentially, which is why I might not have protected there. So I do get a Psychic off into Kartana. It is Focus Sash, so Acrobatics was the correct play. But now I could get Blastoise and then just Water Spout. So no matter what, it's not looking. Oh, Lord. I forgot that thing gets Tailwind. Oh, boy. That could change things. Acrobatics is fine though into Kartana, I feel like, and just a Psychic into the Charizard. My opponent really doesn't have good switch-ins. As Kartana's going to protect here. Let's see if the Charizard X is like max speed, or because if it's Jolly max speed, then it outspeeds Tapu Lele, but otherwise Tapu Lele should outspeed it. It is max speed, okay. Dragon Claw going to go on Hawlucha. That's kind of unfortunate actually, because I forgot about... I keep forgetting like Kartana gets Sash and Tailwind, so yeah. Psychic gonna go on to Charizard, so I might have got the Rain up, but I don't know. It's still looking not that great. I'll go into Marok here because Marok, I'm pretty sure Tapu Lele might be coming in. Yep. I wonder if it's Emu Tapu Lele. Unfortunately, if it is Emu Tapu Lele or Specs, or maybe even, I feel like I would live life up Psychic potential. Yeah, I need to get a Shadowbone up into Tapu Lele, I think, and protect my own Tapu Lele. Like, there's a chance my opponent doubles up into Marok too, but I feel like if I get rid of Tapu Lele, Blastoise has a better shot than me getting rid of this Kartana. Then I don't have really much ways to handle the Tapu Lele, because Kartana is already in range of one hit, so that's okay. But right here, the Tapu Lele, I can't knock it out in one hit. Psychic gonna go in the Tapu Lele, maybe expecting a switch, and a Leaf Blade gonna go in the Tapu Lele. So, oh yeah, Tail and Protect probably doesn't carry Smart Strike. So Shadow Bone gonna go out into Tapu Lele, picks up the Knockout, which is a huge knockout to handle. And yeah, if you're just Leaf Blade, I don't think you knock me out. Of course, there is the factor that I just lost my Tailwind there, and my opponent does have one return Tailwind, as the Politoed is gonna come out. Politoed's scary. I wonder if Leaf Blade actually knocks out my Tapu Lele at this range. I wonder. I think I'm just gonna Shadow Bone and Moonblast. Well, Psychic the Kartana slot, because even Kartana protects, that's fine, I feel like. Yeah, it's just gonna Leaf Blade, I would feel like. Does this KO Tapu Lele? It does. Now it's gonna come down to how offensive is this Politoed. I might be able to live with Scald and Rain, but who knows? Come on, especially defensive Marowak. Marowak! That was a crit too! Shadowbone gonna go out into Kartana. And Tailwind Pierce out now? Yes. I feel like this might be Trick and Politoed too. The problem is with me setting up Rain. I guess the Rain Dance is really gonna bite me now because, you know, Rain would have been up longer now. So now the problem is my Water Spouts won't be doing as much because, you know, I don't have as much Rain turns. This is the last turn of Rain too. I'd stall it out if I was my opponent, but I'm going to Water Spout and Shadow Bone here. Parasong is definitely a win condition for my opponent. I don't know who's faster than Marowak or Politoed. I think it comes down to if he's min speed Politoed or not. He might be on this team, but we'll see here. I do get a Water Spout. There's no Protect, so Water Spout going to come out. Parasong is not the play. Yeah, you Scald here. Oh, I think if you have Parasong, you win, but if you don't have Parasong, I win. And the Rain's gonna wear off here, so yeah. Really comes down to what is your moveset. And your item choice, because if you're Berry, that's also problematic for me. Like, if you're Berry plus Parasong, I'm pretty sure that's game for me. Unless I crit a Water Spout. Yeah, because I barely missed a knockout, and I need 2 more Water Spouts to get the knockout, and if he Parasongs right here, that's going to be game. No, just Scald. Okay, so maybe he doesn't have Parasong. Don't burn me, please. Oh, that did nothing. And no burn first turn. Nice. Water Spout's still stronger right here, so I'll go for Water Spout. I'm surprised my opponent... Maybe... No, you're not Specs Politoed. You're not Scarf Politoed. You were Berry Politoed. Yeah, that Water Spout's doing so much. Wait, you had Parasong and you didn't go for it this entire time. Okay, now I disagree, because now you have to get a triple Protect. I don't agree with Skull first turn. Did my opponent misclick or something? Because I'm pretty sure Parasong first would have just won my opponent the game. Yes, this match is going to be forfeited. But do you not have Protects? Like that? Maybe that's the reason? Oh no, that's still really... I don't know. That endgame was really weird to me. I feel like if you had the standard Parasong Protect, Parasong first, you don't Scald there, you Parasong, you Protect, you take the next hit, then Protect again, and you win. Or you might just go for like Protects in a row, because damage doesn't really matter at that point. And, you know, if you get the triple Protects, that's another win condition to prevent you from losing to a crit potentially. But going to be able to pull out a win there. That was a bit of a confusing endgame, but able to pull it through, I guess. Not sure. I guess it's gonna take me a while to get used to the transition of like the new move tutors, especially since I keep forgetting Kartana gets Tailwind. Oh, and Sash Tailwind is so common actually. So Acrobatics Psychic was a turn I could have made better, or have done better, Because if I was able to get rid of Kartan, no Tailwind, would have been just able to sweep there, I think, with my Pokemon. So yeah, that was definitely the highlight mistake that I could have improved there. As I think we're going to cut it to the third game. So we'll be right back with another game. Alright, we got our... Oh, man. Cybertron VGC, hello. Okay. This is going to be... Wow. Okay. So he's using Salamence, Tyranitar, Escadrille, Aegislash, Rotom Wash, and Tapu Bulu. Okay, am I on road to rank? This should be an interesting one. I don't know. I don't know what to expect from this. Jeez. Okay, so I could go... Dang. I just want to have fun with Hawlucha Blastoise, but they're not letting me have the fun that I want. Okay, so Aegislash is a really big problem for this team. Really is. I can't really... I don't like Rotom Wash either. Okay, there are a lot of Pokemon that give me problems. I think I have to prioritize on knocking out Salamence potentially, because if I knock out Salamence, I'm in a really solid position. So I'm going to go Hawlucha plus Tapu Lele here. With Amoonguss Blastoise in the back. I like Landis Variant, but I feel like Amoonguss is helpful because Sludge Bomb for the Tapu Bulu, Giga Drain for the Rotom Wash, Spore for the Aegislash. I feel like it's just more solid overall. This is going to be a really weird one. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, I think those are the four that I want to lock into. This is such a weird matchup. I don't know how to handle this. Like, Salamence is annoying for the team already, just because, you know, threatens with Double Edge turn 1. So, it is a really scary Pokemon to deal with. 2, there's a Sand Mode, so I would like to get Rain Dance up, but getting Tailwind up is, you know, really crucial here. So, we'll see what my opponent asks for. Hawlucha Tapu Lele will lead the battlefield against Salamence and Aegislash. Okay. Man. I could lose both my Pokemon here. Which wouldn't be ideal, but if I can trade for that Salamence and get Tailwind up, I feel like that is a trade I'm willing to take. Psychic Seed. Blastoise might have also been a good lead here. So I'm going to Tailwind right away, and I think I'm just going to Moonblast the Salamence slot. I think I'm going to Moonblast the Salamence slot just because of the fact that if I can get rid... Like, let's say Salamence protects or an Aegislash goes for an attack, that's fine for me. If Salamence tries to pick up a knockout, I get a free switch into Blastoise and either my tail... I'm guaranteed my Tailwind up. And I might get a Moonblast for the Salamence. I might lose both my Pokemon here in exchange because Aegislash can pick up a knockout. But then I get some Tailwind turns to work with, and I do have Spore that I can use for the Aegislash. So, yeah, this is going to be really hard to deal with. That's for sure. So Salamence is going to Mega Evolve here, which I'm pretty sure that means he's going to be attacking here. So I don't think a Protect is coming out here. I would assume it's Double Edge in the Hawlucha. Maybe if he has Tailwind on his own, that could be troublesome. Tailwind's going to come out. So let's see what my opponent opts for. It's going to be the Tailwind of his own. So he carries Tailwind as well. So that is going to be a bit problematic, but I will be able to trade for the Salamence right here. Moonblast is going to go out into Salamence, and we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a Shadow Ball or Flash Cannon into Tapu Lele. Maybe you go for your Z move, but I'm pretty sure you just go for the offense here. Let's see. It is going to be Z move, so we're going to see the Never Ending Nightmare from my opponent's Aegislash, and this is going to do a massive amount of damage no matter what. So if this is Hawlucha... I don't know, maybe Hawlucha can survive it? I don't know, there are some weird calcs that I did with the Hawlucha set, because I actually made this spread kind of randomly. And there are actually some impressive calcs that... Oh, wow, it is in the Hawlucha, actually. Wow, nice. So, we're going to see the Never Ending Nightmare into Hawlucha. Able to survive, which is kind of bad too, but kind of clutch as well. Because I would have loved to been able to taunt the... Oh man, I would have loved to get a free switch into maybe Blastoise or Amoonguss, but now Tyranitar could come in. That could be a problematic Pokemon for sure to deal with. Let's see. If it is Tyranitar, Rain Dance is probably my play and just protecting my Tapu Lele here. It's gonna be Rotom, okay. So Rotom's gonna come out here. I can get a lot of damage onto the Rotom potentially. So I think I'm just gonna switch hard my Hawlucha into Amoonguss and just protect my Tapu Lele. Because Hawlucha, like, I'd rather get my Amoonguss in now because Amoonguss can do a lot of work. So let's see what my opponent asks for. Maybe protect the Rotom here. Maybe King Shield with the Aegislash. As Rotom's going to protect, which is fine here. Let us see what my opponent opts for. Afterward, it's going to be just a King Shield. Okay. I would have loved to Encore that. That would have been so great. But King Shield going to activate. Fails. And now I could Spore the Aegislash, which is like really tempting here. And I think I do want to Spore the Aegislash. I would assume it carries Wide Guard. And I think I sack Hawlucha here. I feel like Tapu Bulu might be in the back. And Hawlucha really doesn't do much. Like, Hawlucha really doesn't do much. So I'll sack Tapu Bulu right here. I mean, not Tapu Bulu. Hawlucha to get a Spore off in the Aegislash, which can really help for the rest of the game. So let's see. Hawlucha gonna come out on what is the Aegislash switching out. Okay. Tapu Bulu? Okay. So I have Sludge Bomb for that Tapu Bulu, so, and he gave me Grassy Terrain, which is fine too. I need to keep my Blastoise around. That's the main offensive pressure I have. Willis is going to come out into the Amoonguss. Okay. So I go for the Spore into the Tapu Bulu. I can go for the Sludge Bomb in the Tapu Bulu and an Encore into the Rotom. I could also Acrobatics the Tapu Bulu, which would do a good amount of damage. Is Tailwind still up? Yeah, so this is the last turn of Tailwind for both of us. I want to Sludge Bomb to Tapu Bulu. Oh man, but he might switch out on the Aegislash too. I'm actually going to Giga Drain the Rotom and Acrobatics because no matter what, I get either a lot of damage off. Actually, I should just Encore the Rotom. I'm very sure Tapu Bulu just switches out on the Aegislash. Yeah. Yep. Okay. That's something. That gives me something. Encore into Aegislash. I mean, into Rotom. So you're locked into Will-O-Wisp, and I get a Giga Drain off into the Rotom. So Will-O-Wisp is going to come out. Not going to do too much. Yeah, as it targets down my Hawlucha here. And I get a Giga Drain off into the Rotom, which is doing a solid amount of damage. Look at that damage, man. That damage is so good. Citrus Berry, okay. As Hawlucha is going to go down here. But yeah, my opponent doesn't exactly have a good answer right now to my Mega Blastoise, which I will let in and have it wreak havoc onto this Aegislash potentially. And I want to Sludge Bomb the Rotom in case it decides to switch out for later. So I'm actually going to Sludge Bomb the Rotom and I'm going to Water Spout. Because Rotom might switch out into the Tapu Bulu. Water Spout covers pretty much anything because I get a lot of damage off onto Aegislash as well as the Rotom. Yeah, my opponent's in a pin. I could also Spore the Aegislash, which actually would have been a safe play too. But if I can catch the Tapu Bulu, I'll take it right here. Like, I'll go for it. As Aegislash is going to switch out, and probably that's going to be the Tapu Bulu. Yep. So, good play. Willis is probably coming out into my Blastoise then. But I don't mind this once again. So, I get Blastoise in. A Water Spout is going to come out into the Tapu Bulu slot. And the Rotom and still do a good amount. I wish I kind of Sludge Bombed the... Oh, and he misses the Willis, which is unfortunate. Sludge Bomb going to go out into Rotom. Solid amount there. But yeah. I really need Blastoise around, so I'd rather go hard in the Tapu Lele, to be honest, and Sludge Bomb the Tapu Bulu because I want offensive pressure for that Rotom slot no matter what. Because if I can get it down to Aegislash plus Tapu Bulu, I feel like I do win the game. So I'd rather just Sludge Bomb right here into the Tapu Bulu slot. and go out into my Tapu Lele because Willows isn't going to do so much, and if my opponent wants to pick up a knockout on that slot, you have to target it down with Tapu Bulu this turn. We could see a defensive switch now, which could be Rotom into Aegislash and a Protect. I could definitely see that kind of play. But Tapu Lele doesn't mind having its terrain up right here, and it's going to be able to do a lot of damage. So let's see. Tapu Bulu is going to Protect, which is fine here. And the Will-O-Wisp going to come out into the Tapu Lele slot. So Tapu Lele going to be able to, you know, not really care about the burn. Sludge Bomb into Tapu Bulu. As I think I'll go for Spore and Psychic into Tapu Bulu because it catches the Tapu Bulu switching out or trying to stay in. So I'll go for the Spore here into Tapu Bulu, and I will go for a Psychic into the Tapu Bulu slot as well. And we'll see what my opponent decides to do. Like, yeah, this Amoonguss is really putting in the work. Life Orb Psychic should be able to knock out Tapu Bulu as well. And I cover Aegislash switching in. Yeah, like this is working out perfectly right now. Amoonguss doing the work. Tapu Lele, Mega Blastoise also putting in a lot of work. As Tapu Bulu is forced to switch out here. Going to be going out into the Aegislash, which is no surprise there, as I do get a Psychic off, and it's going to target down Aegislash, do a solid amount of damage, I would assume. Yeah, that still does, like, solid amount. That's still a solid amount. Hydro Pump's going to come out into Tapu Lele. I don't feel like this is going to pick up the knockout by any stretch. Yeah. And I get a Spore off into the Aegislash. Nice. And what I'll do next is Taunt the Aegislash and Giga Drain the Rotom, because if my opponent wants to... No, Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb the Rotom Wash always, because Sludge Bomb catches a random Tapu Bulu switch in. I get to Taunt the Aegislash right here, because if Aegislash stays in, it has to go in a Blade form otherwise afterward. I think you should King Shield here, but I Taunt the Aegislash. I can pick up the knockout Rotom potentially here afterward. And then it comes down to what my opponent decides to do afterward. So let us see what my opponent decides to do. It also comes down to who's faster, my Mega Blastoise or my opponent's Tapu Bulu. That's also a factor. Rotom's going to Protect here, which is great here because now I get a Taunt off into the Aegislash slot. As yeah, I think my opponent went for King Shield right there, as I am going to Taunt the Aegislash. Nice. Sludge Bomb into the Rotom. And now I can go for a Moonblast into the Rotom slot. I could also Rage... Nah, I don't Rage Powder here. I could Protect Tapu Lele as well. There's really no reason to do that, though. I think I'm just going to Sludge Bomb into Rotom, and I'm going to fire off a Psychic into the Aegislash slot. Yeah. Because my opponent can't go for a King Shield now. And I will be able to get a Psychic off into the Aegislash. Does solid amount of damage still. As Rotom's just going to go for a Thunderbolt. Going to target down my Tapu... Oh, Moonguss. Okay. Which makes sense because you're also trying to get rid of Moonguss. As Aegislash still asleep. Wait. Oh, right. It doesn't actually change forms. I forgot about that. Okay. So actually what happens is... Aegislash doesn't change forms when you don't actually physically attack now, which is really interesting. As the Tapu Lele goes down, Moonguss is still... Like, I could still lose this game. It comes down to what my opponent's set is on that Tapu Bulu. I feel like you have to attack if you're my opponent with the Tapu Bulu. I think you have to risk that you're faster than my Blastoise here. And if it is Jolly Bulu, he does outspeed me. And the damage that I've done previously kind of signals that. So I'm just going to Sludge Bomb and Protect here. It really comes down to this. If he Protects, then it's literally who's faster. And if he Protects now, I get to find out if he is faster. So Protect. Horn Leech into the Amoonguss slot, which shouldn't... Yeah, even with the Grassy Tank, shouldn't pick up the knockout. And even if Aegislash wakes up, I don't think Shadow Ball knocks me out. It does wake up. Water Spout might have been the play there. We'll see. We'll see. Shadow Ball going to come out. I don't think this knocks out. Come on, Amoonguss. Yes, Amoonguss. Amoonguss. Alright, Sludge Bomb gonna go out into the Tapu Bulu, picks up the knockout. Especially defensive Amoonguss is the best. This has literally been the same Amoonguss spread I've been running since 2014. Max HP. Wait, is this max HP? Yeah, it is max HP. Max HP. 84. No, wait. I'm messing up my Amoonguss spread now. It's 84. No, 84 defense and 172 special defense. I know it from heart. Man. Rage Powder. Water Spout. And that's going to be a good game to Aaron. Man, that was a close one. I really had to fight hard. Luckily, he went for Tailwind and didn't protect or go for Double Edge or Hyper Voice, which could have screwed me over turn 1. But luckily, I was able to trade for Salamence, and Aegis wasn't actually able to pick up the knockout on Hawlucha, so I was able to use it as a sack. And yeah, oh man, that was a close one. But good games to Aaron. You can go check him out. I think he is starting Road to Rank right now, so you can go check it out down below. But thank you all for tuning in today's episode of VGC 2018 Back Battles. If you did, please leave a like down below. It really shows your support, as well as you can check out my other stuff, such as my social medias, and as well as Aaron's. And yeah, that was a crazy battle. I gotta catch my breath after that. But thank you all for tuning in. Hope you have a great day, people. And I'll catch you around in another video.